Welcome to the virtual open house for main campus and BC3 at Cranberry. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. You're listening through your computer speakers by default. If you would prefer to join over the phone, access the control panel in the upper right corner of your screen and select telephone in the audio pane. The dial-in information is displayed there. We are excited to announce that you can apply to BC3 for free today at bc3.edu/apply, or you can apply at any time during our free application days from May 8th through May 17th. Our agenda for today's virtual open house is as follows. You will get some information about BC3 from admissions, talk about financing your education, and get a nice overview of our main campus and our Cranberry location. We will then talk you through the next steps in the enrollment process at BC3. And we will end with questions and answers for today's panelists. We have provided some materials for today's virtual open house that are currently available under the handout portion of the control panel. A copy of today's presentation, curriculum planner for visual communications, Job Corps information, and the BC3 View Book. You also have the opportunity to submit text questions to today's panelists by typing your questions into the questions pane in the attendee control panel. You may type in and send your questions at any time during the presentation. We will collect and address them during the question and answer session at the end of the presentation. Before we hear from the first presenter, we would like to ask the audience a question. What is your educational goal? The options are take courses or earn a degree at BC3 and immediately start a career, take courses or earn a degree at BC3 and transfer to a four-year college or university, earn BC3 credit while attending and enrolled at another college or university, earn college credit while still in high school, or uncertain. Please select the appropriate response and click Submit. Once everyone has answered and had a chance to respond, we'll close the poll. We are now closing the poll, and let me share the results with everyone. All right, folks, it looks like we have a good split between taking courses and earning a degree, then transferring to a four-year institution, or taking courses at BC3 and starting your career. The good news is we're going to hear about both of those types of degrees today during our virtual open house. I would like to introduce our first presenter, Ms. Morgan Rizzardi, our Associate Director of Admissions. Take it away, Morgan.
Thanks, Amy, and welcome to today's virtual open house presentation. We're so glad that you can spend the next hour with us learning more about BC3 and hopefully making some good decisions about your educational future. As mentioned, I am the Associate Director of Admissions here at the main campus in Butler, and I know that I may have met some of you face-to-face in your high schools or at a college fair, and I hopefully will continue to serve in a helpful capacity to you as you go through the enrollment steps here at BC3. So you did make a good decision by jumping on the webinar today, because as you can see here, nearly 6 million Americans are currently enrolled at community colleges nationwide. That's 34% of the entire undergraduate population today. BC3 has also been recognized as the #1 community college in Pennsylvania and is recognized by bestcolleges.com. So we're very proud of this accolade, And we know that we're doing good work here to support our students, and we're excited to have you join us too. So here's some information about BC3, just to give you an overview of some facts and figures that may be interesting. We currently enroll about 3,000 credit-bearing students, and these are students that are enrolled in our certificate and associate degree programs. However, we do have workforce development trainings, public safety, lifelong learning. We have a lot of different options here at BC3. So this is just students that are enrolled in credit-bearing coursework. We do have 6 convenient physical locations. Our main campus is here in Butler Township, but we also do have another location in Butler County, and that's BC3 at Cranberry. So later on in the presentation, we'll learn a little bit more about that site. We also have our location BC3 at Lawrence Crossing in Newcastle, BC3 at Linden Point in Hermitage, Mercer County, BC3 at Armstrong in Ford City, Armstrong County, and BC3 at Brockway in Jefferson County, which services Clarion, Jefferson, Clearfield, and Elk counties. So in total, we offer courses to 8 different physical counties, and we also offer online courses as well. So some students opt to take their coursework entirely online too. BC3 offers 55 unique associate degree programs, and if you're interested in learning more about those, a lot of information is on our website, www.bc3.edu, and we offer 21 certificate programs as well. We're very proud to have very unique partnerships. We do have 12 different transfer partnership programs with the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. So that includes schools like Slippery Rock in our backyard, IUP, Clarion, Edinburgh, Cal U, Lock Haven, just to name a few. There's 14 options across the state of Pennsylvania. But sometimes our students do transfer to private institutions as well. So we do have individuals that go to Pitt, Penn State. So pretty much seeing from the poll here today, a lot of you are interested in transfer. So there's a lot of different opportunities for you to do that. Another statistic that we like to share with our students is that 75% receive some form of financial aid to graduate debt-free. So in this day and age, when college expenses are continuing to rise, we know more students are opting to start at a community college and saving some money. So we commend you for that as well. As a Butler County resident, our current tuition rate is $170 per credit. And we do have a flat rate tuition of $1,770 for students who take 12 to 17 credits at BC3. So just to kind of give you an idea of what you would be expending per semester. We also take great pride in our small class sizes. So students at BC3 are not a number. You will know your faculty members, you will be able to interact with your colleagues on campus, your peers. That number is 15 students per 1 faculty member. And so I think that's a really unique aspect of BC3 as well that we're proud to share with you. We do have 4 academic divisions at BC3 that offer workplace certificates that sometimes can be done in less than 1 year. We also offer 1-year certificate programs, 2-year career and transfer associate degree programs. Those 4 divisions are the business division. We house programs such as business management, business administration, accounting, computer information systems in our business division. Our humanities and social science division has a lot of transfer programs. Some of those include social work, communications, psychology, criminology, and even our graphic design, photography, those programs that we'll discuss a little bit later that are housed at our Cranberry Township location. Our STEM division, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, has some transfer programs as well, including chemistry, biological science, engineering, and then there's hands-on programs too. We have a manufacturing program, a great metrology program, which is the science of precise measurements, and we also do have some other hands-on programs that are offered in our STEM division. Our Schaefer School of Nursing and Allied Health is probably something that a lot of people have heard of lately. We do have a great nursing RN program, and I just wanted to mention that that is a selective admissions program. So it does require a separate application to apply, and the next application will be open on August 1st of 2020 through October 30th of 2020, and that is for a fall 21 start. So be on the lookout here in the next couple months for that nursing application. Our physical therapist assistant application, medical assistant application, and massage therapy applications are open now for fall 2020. These are all selective and are on our website at bc3.edu. Hit the admissions tab at the top of the page and then healthcare admissions. So you'll find them all there. We take great pride in our academics, as you can see, and it's part of the reason why we're the #1 community college in Pennsylvania today. We do have 2 academic honor societies here at BC3. Kappa Beta Delta is our new honor society for business majors, and Phi Theta Kappa, which is the largest international honor society for the 2-year college. So if you are invited to join either one of these honor societies, that's something to add to your resume, and there's some scholarship dollars often tied to those as well. I did see on the poll earlier that there are some folks on the webinar today that are still in high school and they're looking to take college courses while they're still in high school, which is great. BC3 does have a high school programming area, and our assistant director of high school programming is Erin Chaffee, and she oversees our College Now program, which is detailed out here. The College Now program allows students to take courses while they're still in high school, either online or at a BC3 physical location. They do have to meet certain GPA requirements in order to do so, be a sophomore, junior, or senior in high school, and fill out an application and agreement form. So if you are interested in learning more about our high school programming options, be sure to connect with Erin. We're also starting a business pathway this year and a healthcare pathway for high school students in our Butler County service area. So reach out to Erin to learn more about that. That's a great way to get started in a program if your plan is to go into business programs here at BC3 or transfer into a business program or even healthcare. I know a lot of students take some courses towards our nursing program, and that's a great way to get started too. As mentioned, a bachelor's degree is within reach here. About 70% of our students enroll with the intent of furthering their education for a bachelor's degree. We do have those 12 program-to-program agreements with the 14 PASHE universities across the state, but we also do have some opt-in institutions as well. Carla, Geneva, and St. Francis allow students to take courses at a community college and then walk on campus with junior level status when they complete their associate degrees. We also do have a lot of partnerships for our nursing program for RN to BSN. Chatham University, Carlow University, Lock Haven, Slippery Rock University, and Waynesburg University have all signed agreements to offer RN to BSN programs for our students, and sometimes even give them up to 90 credits of transferability when an associate degree is typically 60 to 70 credits. Our credits are recognized at public, private, state-related, and online colleges and universities. We always encourage students to talk with that four-year college or university just to make sure that they're doing the right thing while they're here. And a lot of times they form those relationships through our BC3 transfer counselor that we have here or through our transfer visit days. So you'll see a lot of these institutions regularly setting up a table in our Student Success Center or over in our Pioneer Cafe or even at our BC3 at Cranberry location. So that really gives you a great opportunity to talk to transfer counselors throughout the academic year and really start to form that relationship with them. And it shows that our credits are recognized and transferable. So here's a list of the 12 program-to-program transfer agreements that we have with our state system partners. These range from all of our academic divisions, but they are biological science, business administration, chemistry, communications, computer science, criminology, early childhood education, English, history, mathematics, psychology, and social work. So when you finish your associate degree at BC3, and you're a proud graduate walking across the stage, you'll be able to walk onto that next campus with junior level status. And that's something we are very proud of as well. For those of you who have been to our main campus in Butler, this building probably looks familiar to you. This is our Student Success Center, and it's a one-stop shop really for a lot of different things. Our admissions office, where my office is housed, is in this building, as well as our financial aid, our academic center for enrichment, our registration office, and upstairs we have our bookstore and a branch of the Armco Credit Union. This building, we're hoping to be back in it soon and opening our doors to students. But for the time being, we are working remotely and are trying to do our best to service students. But also in this building is our University Partnership Center. So we do have some unique partnerships where the four-year college and university are offering either their bachelor's degree on our physical campus here in Butler or a combination of online or hybrid. So you can see that this list is kind of ever growing, ever changing, but right now we're partnering with Chatham University for that RN to BSN, as well as communications and public relations. Clarion University is offering their BS/BA in accounting here at the main campus in Butler. Franklin University, which is out in Columbus, Ohio, has a great online program for community college transfer students. They're offering their business administration degree. And then La Roche University is offering their Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology and Bachelor's of Science in Information Technology on our main campus in Butler. So some students like our campus so much they don't want to leave, and so therefore we're developing these partnerships to hopefully help them stay a little bit closer to home. We care about our students. I think anyone that you talk to, that's why we're in business. So we do have a lot of student support services. All of you on the call today will be connected with a personalized academic advisor. We make sure that our new students do not walk alone here, that they have a person that they can connect with. And so once you get through some processes, you'll be able to meet with one of our academic advisors in the Academic Center for Enrichment or at our BC3 Cranberry location to help you build your class schedule. We also offer 1 free hour a week of tutoring per subject. So if you're bad in math like me, you can sign up for tutoring on the very first day of class, and you'll have that personalized tutor to help walk you through that tough subject area. We also do have a career services department, and they help you with resumes, mock interviews, cover letters, even in some cases helping you decide on a major. So they're here to serve you throughout your time at BC3. Our transfer services office does make sure that we do have up-to-date articulation agreements and can connect you to transfer counselors at the four-year college or university destination of your choice. We also do have an Access and Disability Support Services office. So students that may have an IEP from high school and want to get some additional support while they're here at BC3 can work with that office. They may need some extended time on testing or a note taker or something of that nature. So we want to make sure that their accommodations are met at BC3. And finally, our KEYS program stands for Keystone Education Yield Success. It's a program for students that receive TANF cash assistance or SNAP benefits, and it's just an extra service through the Department of Public Welfare to help those students succeed as well. And you can see Karen pictured, she's one of our KEYS program staff in this with one of her students, and so that's just another resource that we have here for you. We do have a very extensive student life office and even athletic teams. So BC3 really is what you make of it. I tell students all the time to get involved because that's going to build your resume and enhance your experience in your time here. If you're interested in playing sports, we are part of the NJCAA Intercollegiate Athletic Team. We do have men's basketball and baseball. We have women's basketball, softball, and volleyball. And we have men's and women's golf. So if you're interested in playing sports, please connect with us. We would be happy to get you in touch with our athletic director and our assistant athletic director and even the coaches. We do offer intramural and club sports when the interest is there, as well as over 30 student clubs and organizations. So students really do have the opportunity to take their learning outside of the classroom. And if they're interested in something and we don't have a club or organization for it, they can always start their own. We also do offer community services and social awareness type events. And we have a leadership series here at BC3 that students participate in. And if they attend multiple sessions, they even get a certificate and are recognized at our awards day. So if you're interested in connecting with us individually after this webinar, we encourage you to reach out. And the way that you can schedule an appointment with us is through our Calendly links. So you can see here what our links are. It's just calendly.com/our first name - our last name. My colleagues in the admissions office are Jerry Johnston. He is our admissions representative, and he does service some of Butler County. We also have Suzanne Wazalewski, and she does travel up into our Mercer County and Lawrence County areas, but she does work out of the main campus here as well. And then finally, we have our Assistant Director of High School Programming, Erin Chiaffi. So if you are interested in any of the high school programming options, you can always reach out to her using her Calendly link as well. So please feel free to connect with us. So that's my portion of the presentation, and I'll be back a little bit later to talk more about your next steps. But here's our contact information, admissions@bc3.edu. Our phones are being forwarded, and we're responding as quickly as we possibly can to voicemail messages as well as we work remotely. So thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Morgan. Sounds like there's some great educational transfer partnerships and educational opportunities available for our BC3 students. Remember, if you have any questions for Morgan, you may type it into the question panel during any time during the presentation, and we will address them at the end during our question and answer period. Before I introduce our next presenter, we have another question for our audience. Have you completed the FAFSA? Your options are yes, no, or what is the FAFSA? Please select the appropriate response and click submit. Once everyone has had a chance to respond, we will close the poll. We are now closing the poll, and I will share the results with everyone. It looks like 47% of you have already completed your FAFSA. Way to go. And then 35% have not yet completed their FAFSA. Don't worry, there's still time. And what is a FAFSA? We're going to answer those questions too. I would like to now introduce our next presenter, Mrs. Julie Ludet.
Hello, and welcome to the financial aid portion of the virtual open house. I always like to start out with sharing what is financial aid. So if you move to the next slide, we're going to show you all the different resources that we have available through the financial aid department. So we participate in federal and state grant programs, and that is determined through the FAFSA application that we will talk about in more detail on the next slide. There is criteria to be eligible for that. And again, once you complete the FAFSA, we'll be able to determine that eligibility. We also welcome outside scholarship programs. So hopefully you're working with your high schools, your outside organizations, you're searching those websites. We also have a large scholarship program through BC3, through our foundation. And that process is going on currently. So again, on our website, there is a link to apply, and we do encourage students to do that. We award over $200,000 to our students at BC3, and it is an annual process. So again, you want to do that every year to see where you can stand with some scholarship opportunity there. We also participate in student loans, although we're proud to say that we do have a lot of students able to graduate debt-free with our low cost. We do still serve many students in this program. So it is a nice program for students to still help them with their educational expenses. Maybe they don't qualify for the grants, the free money, and are still looking for an opportunity to help with those expenses. So again, the loan program serves students well, where as long as they're enrolled in school, at least part-time, they don't have to start paying that loan back until they're done with college, have graduated, or stop attending. So it's not a burden as they're going through their college experience. We also participate in employment opportunities where students can work on campus, or we work within the community also. So we work closely with our Career Center on campus to help students place them in jobs if they're looking for that opportunity. We work with veterans benefits, so we are a vet-friendly school where we serve not only the veteran population, but also dependents of veteran spouses. So there's opportunities there as well, and those go through our office. So if you are a veteran or a dependent or spouse, please contact us about your eligibility in that area. And then we work with outside agencies, third-party agencies that may help fund your educational expenses. We note Pittsburgh Job Corps there, and you'll see in the handouts that there is a handout on that program. There's certain criteria to meet, but that's a nice third-party agency that will help not only with tuition, but other expenses you have as a student with books and transportation. The link at the bottom of the slide, if you go directly there, you'll get a lot more detail about all these programs I briefly spoke about. So moving on to the next slide, we're going to talk about how do I apply. So we always tell students the first step is to register for an FSA ID, and that's where you choose a username and password. That allows you to sign the FAFSA electronically, and if you're using parents' information, at least one parent will need to sign that as well. So they'll need a username and password. Then we want to go on to the FAFSA. So we give you the website there, studentaid.gov. They actually changed that in the last couple of years. Some of you that maybe parents are on here that have older siblings, it used to be fasfa.ed.gov. And we find sometimes if you Google FAFSA, you may get a website that is not legitimate. It still goes through the same process, but they charge you. So we like to note FAFSA stands for Free Application Federal Student Aid. We don't want you to pay anyone. That's what my office is here for, to assist you through that. So we'll talk about ways we can do that as well. I did notice from the poll that a lot of you have already completed that process, and that's great. But for those of you that didn't, you can see it's not too late. You can still do that. I will share, though, our Pennsylvania State Grant Program does have a May 15th deadline date. So the good news is it's May 13th, right? You still have 2 days, and you usually only need about 40 minutes of your time, and it is based on 2018 tax information. So you'll want to have that in front of you as well while you're completing it. But again, doesn't take you too long to do it, so hopefully you can get that done before May 15th, and we're here today, tomorrow, and Friday as well to assist you. You do need to apply on that slide, you do still need to apply annually. So we like to note that. The FAFSA, as you see when you'll fill it out, there are reasons why you do need to do it every year because the income information changes and other information may change as well, household size, number in college. So the nice thing there is, even though I shared it may take about 40 minutes, once you complete the FAFSA, the following year that you do it again, you can do a renewal application where you just have to update that information that does usually change from year to year. We also have our BC3 code on there. That's very important that you have the proper college code when you're completing it, because that is how I'm able to receive that information to start processing your financial aid. So you can, if you don't have the number, you can also put the schools in by the name of the school, but you do want to make sure you have the college code on there. I've had in the past, sometimes students feel that they know they've completed their FAFSA, but I've never received the information just because of the simple fact you do have to have our college code on there. So we'll go on to the next slide to talk about next steps. So once you apply to the college and you complete the FAFSA, that will come into our system and we'll start processing your information. We use BC3 email to communicate to students. So it's very important that when you get your acceptance letter and you get that BC3 email, that you do activate it and that you're looking at it. Because not only the financial aid office, but you'll see many other departments, that is our form of communication stream back to the students with their BC3 email. As I shared, it's important that you have our college code on there because we won't be able to view that information if it's not. And my other hint there is if you do not hear back from us after you file the FAFSA and have applied to the college in 2 to 3 weeks, pick up the phone and call us because maybe something did happen that for some reason we didn't bring your FAFSA in or weren't able to. We will either communicate back to you within that time period telling you what your financial aid is. Sometimes it's as quick as simple as here's what you qualify for, but sometimes we do need to request additional documentation. There's a verification process that students may get selected for, and we have to verify certain information that you included on that FAFSA. So again, make sure you're looking for that documentation, hearing back from us after you file the FAFSA, and if not, contacting us to let us know. Any email will come from the financial aid at bc3.edu. Unless you're working with one of my staff members, you may get an email directly from them as well. And just to let you know, we can help you through the process. We have on our website virtual workshops where we can do one-on-one meetings, go-to meetings to help you complete the FAFSA. So look for that. And you can also, like I said, email us directly with any questions that you have through this process or documents that we requested that you have questions with. So very important to stay in communication with us so we can have your financial aid done in a timely manner. So again, make sure you're connecting with us. There is our email address. Currently, if you call our phones, it will tell you to email us. And if you would prefer to have a phone call conversation, you can let us know that through the email, and we will call you to talk to you over the phone as well. Or like I said, we can set up go-to meetings to assist you in any of your financial aid paperwork. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie, and thanks for explaining various types of financial aid available to our BC3 students. I do see some questions are coming in from our attendees, and if any of you have additional questions for Julie, don't forget to type them into the question pane on the attendee control panel. Before I introduce our next presenter, we have one last question for our audience. What subject area are you interested in studying? The options are business, humanities and social sciences, nursing and allied health, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Please select the appropriate response and click submit. Once everyone has had a chance to respond, we will close the poll. We are now closing the poll. And let me share the results with everyone. Wow, look at that. We are split 4 ways, about 25% for each program and division. That's a great opportunity for students who are interested in business, humanities and social sciences, nursing, allied health, and our STEM programs. I would now like to introduce our last presenter, Mr. Steve Lokovich. Steve is our Student Services and Financial Aid Representative for the BC3 at Cranberry site.
Hey, hi everybody. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Cranberry location today. If we go to the next slide, I'm going to introduce our staff. So me on the bottom left, my main responsibilities are helping students with their financial aid, career services, and academic advising. Ryan Cosiella, he's our interim director. He's responsible for the operations at Cranberry, and he will also be advising students. Rhiannon Barron, she's our student service specialist, so she oversees all the student services, is our main academic advisor, plans our student activities and events, conducts placement testing, just to name a few of the things she does. Autumn Kelly's our secretary. When you need assistance, she's often the first point of contact for questions, scheduling an appointment, paying your bill, and general information. And Nancy Pollock is our part-time secretary. On the next slide, so you can see the picture of our facility. We're located on Executive Drive, and the easiest way to tell you where that is we're one road down from Costco, right next to the post office, and that's about 2 blocks east off of Route 19. A few comments about our building. We recently went through a major renovation that began in the summer of 18 and was complete for the start of the 19 spring semester. This renovation touched every part of the building and was designed to create a student-friendly environment. We have 8 general purpose classrooms, 2 general computer labs that are open for students when there's no class in them. We have a 3rd computer lab that has specialized software for our 3 visual communications programs. We have a dark room for our photography classes, a science lab that we run various biology and chemistry classes, and a multi-purpose room for phys ed and different events that we have. And we also have some great places for students to use when not in class. Right off our main lobby, we have 3 student study rooms that are tech friendly and a large tutoring room where students can meet with their tutors. And if you look at the 2 left pictures on this slide, you'll see those big glass rooms. All of our student study rooms have glass walls, there are doors, tables in them that can accommodate a number of students. One room even has a monitor on the wall where you can hook up your laptop if you want to work on or practice your presentations. On the other side of the lobby, we have a laptop bar where you can work and charge your technology. We have a vending area and a comfortable lobby where you can work, study, eat, or just relax between classes. If you look at that blue wall there with the B, on the other side, there is a couch bench area, and right across from that is a TV and a pool table. So on our next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about the programs. I'm going to start with the transfer program. So all the programs on this slide you can complete completely at Cranberry. The transfer programs, again, these are designed to get your associate's degree and move on to a 4-year school. Business administration is the starting point for nearly every business program. Criminology, early childhood education, general studies, pre-nursing, psychology, and social work. On the career program side, these are programs where you get your associate degree, and then you enter the workforce. The business program we have is business management. And one thing I want to mention, there are many more programs in the college that you might not be able to complete completely at Cranberry, but a lot of our students take a combination of classes at Cranberry, online, and at main campus. Now, the 3 visual communication degrees, these programs are only offered at Cranberry. So these are unique to Cranberry. They cover different but related aspects of visual communications. So the first one, I'll give you some brief descriptions, is graphic design. Graphic design is about what you see when you look at advertisements, web pages, product packaging, signs, and so on. It's about creating visual content that goes along with the written word, making it more appealing to the audience. Some of the jobs that our students have gone on to after graduating have been working for book publishers, creating book covers and book layouts, creating ads for newspapers, and working in art departments for various companies. You'll learn to use professional graphic design software such as Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, and Dreamweaver. Our photography program, this is where you develop your skills in using the camera, creating photographs, understanding exposure, using digital darkroom software such as Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom, and you will even learn to develop and print black and white film in the darkroom. While most of us don't use film anymore, understanding how to process print film helps in understanding what it takes to take good photographs. Graduates in our photography program have gone on to do portrait photography, and that includes things like senior photos, baby photos, weddings, and also portrait and food photography. The third program is digital audio and video. So where photography is about communicating with still images, this program is about communicating with video and sound. This program leads to entry-level jobs with TV or radio production crews, videographers, animators, and editors. Students have gone on to create music videos, wedding videos, instructional and informational videos for websites. And just think about any time you listen to the radio, watch a weather report or a newscast on TV, you see videos on websites, or even watch YouTube videos. This program is about learning how to do these types of things and do them well. And with all three of these programs, you will be learning the industry standard professional software that goes along with it. One thing I'd like to mention about these programs, they have several overlapping classes that all three programs require. And because of that, a lot of our students have found that they can get 2 degrees in 3 years because of that. These programs complement each other. Think about a graphic designer who also has the photography skills to do their own photo work and not having to rely on someone else for that part of a project. And with the demand high in the technology field, especially with web design, online and digital media, and marketing, being able to get 2 degrees, which is really 2 skill sets in a shorter period of time, is going to make students better equipped and more marketable in the job market. Christine Allen is the person that oversees, and she also teaches in these programs. Christine's been teaching graphic design for over 20 years, and if you're in one of these programs, she's going to be your main advisor because she's our expert here. And she can also help you decide which program or programs is right for you. I also want to mention something about our general art classes. We have art history, drawing, painting, and sculpture, and we have a dedicated art room for these classes. No matter what your artistic skills are, everybody enjoys these classes. Our instructor, Dave Todd, has been teaching art for a long time, and while getting students to do great work, he makes these classes fun and interesting, and he's one of our most popular instructors. An important point, these classes make great humanities electives for any program. So you want to keep that in mind when you're scheduling. Now I'll talk a little bit about some of our student activities. We have clubs. This last year, we had an education club and a graphic design club. We've done Adopt a Roadway, where students have gone up and cleaned up Executive Drive. We've had pool tournaments. We also have a ping pong table, so we've had ping pong tournaments. Various food drives, holiday parties, and social events. We're always looking for reasons to have some type of activity because we like doing that. Sometimes our events are college-wide and other times they're just unique to Cranberry. We always make sure that we have good food with those. On the next slide, you can see this is a sample of some of our students' artwork. You can see it's very nice work here, and we display our students' artwork throughout the building every semester. And another thing, many pieces of our students' creative work gets published in a magazine called Facets. This is BC3's annual literary art publication, and it features illustrations, drawings, paintings, sculpture, photographs, and includes poetry and short stories. Facets has won 22 first place awards since 1998 from the American Scholastic Press Association. We also hold an annual art and portfolio show at Cranberry each spring. This opens up to the public and it gives our students the opportunity to display their artwork from their arts and visual communications courses. And creating these portfolios is important to the students because it also prepares them for presenting their work to potential employers. So to connect with us, there's our website for Cranberry. There's my email address and Calendly link. You can also go to that website and find the contact information for the other staff at Cranberry. So I hope I gave you a good idea what life is like in Cranberry, and I'll be here at the end of the presentation to answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. So nice to see the pictures of our newly renovated Cranberry site and to see that student involvement and activities for our students at Cranberry are so robust. At this time, we're going to hand it back over to Miss Morgan Rosardi to review the next steps to enrollment at BC3.
Thanks again, Amy. It's so nice to see what's happened at Cranberry in the past several years. It's really a nice facility. as is our main campus here in Butler. And hopefully, like I said, we'll get you on campus soon. I know this has been an odd time for everyone, and I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. So hopefully we have you excited about BC3 too, and you're probably wondering, what are my next steps if I decide to enroll at BC3? So there may be several of you on the call that are at various points throughout our admissions and enrollment process. BC3 is an open admissions institution. And what that means is that we do not require students to have ACT or SAT scores. As long as students have a high school diploma or the equivalent of a high school diploma, they are welcome to attend a community college. However, we do see students that have taken these exams, and we welcome them to send their score reports to us because they may exempt them from placement testing in some or all of our areas that we placement test students in. As a reminder, I don't think that we can say this nearly enough, that this is our free application days time period. So now through May 17th, you can complete an application online at bc3.edu/apply, and the $25 application fee will be waived during this time frame. So if you have not applied yet, it's a perfect time to submit your application and save some money that way as well. After students have applied, they will receive an acceptance letter from us. These acceptance letters are sent USPS mail, and we tell students about 7 to 10 business days to expect your acceptance letter in the mail. Our guest student population does receive an email, and a paper letter does follow. Once students have applied, they will want to send their high school transcripts to us, or their GED high set scores if they have them. Students that have college credit from another college or university that want to transfer that credit to their time here at BC3 and see if it applies to any of their degree requirements, you will also need to send an official transcript to us as well. These transcripts can either be mailed to us, or if there's a third-party electronic transcript service, you can send them to us that way as well. High school transcripts can be sent to admissions at bc3.edu, and college and university transcripts can be sent to registration at bc3.edu electronically. As Julie mentioned, the FAFSA application is something that you should consider doing if you want to see your eligibility for any of our federal aid and state aid programs. That is the free application for federal student aid. And if you do need any assistance throughout this process, feel free to reach out to her office, and be sure to check your MyBC3 email account. You'll have your student login information provided to you on your acceptance letter. We will be reaching out to students that may need placement testing. During this time frame, we have been using Zoom to proctor our placement exams. We also have been looking at high school transcripts to see if students can be exempt from placement exams that way. The high school transcript does have to be within the last 5 years. So we are trying our best to get those evaluated and exempt students where possible. If you do need a placement test though, we do have options for you to do that from home using Zoom technology. We do placement test students in reading, writing, and mathematics. Some students complete all 3 portions of the exam, where other students may only have to complete 1 portion of it based on score reports and transcripts and things of that nature. Once students go through an online orientation with us, they will meet with an academic advisor to schedule their classes. Again, you don't have to walk alone here at BC3. We do have academic advisors in our Academic Center for Enrichment, and they do have individual Calendly links that you can set up appointments with them virtually as well. Our fall courses begin on August 24th, and we do have a later start date on September 21st, but not all courses are offered in that later start date. We also do offer 3 5-week entirely online fast tracks. And so some students really like them because they're able to focus on one course for 5 weeks and then move on to another course for an additional 5 weeks. Our credit schedule is online at www.bc3.edu/credit-schedule. So if you do want to see what courses we're offering this upcoming term, you're welcome to do that. We also do have a summer start that has not begun yet on June 15th. So those courses are posted there as well. And I think now we're going to switch over to some questions and answers. And again, thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon. I hope that you did get a lot of questions answered through this presentation, but we're going to stay on and answer some more.
Thank you, Morgan. We're now going to begin answering the questions submitted during today's presentation. As a reminder, you can still submit questions through the question pane in your attendee control panel. We have received several questions, and we will try to answer as many of those questions in the next few minutes. If your question is not answered, we will be following up with each of you to get answers to the questions that you've provided. Our first question is actually a two-part question. Both Sabrina and Olivia are interested in either the Rad Tech program or nursing programs. Where would they find some additional information on these programs now?
Thanks for your questions. Our healthcare programs are pretty popular, so I'm pretty used to answering questions about them. So you're always welcome to reach out to me and schedule an individual appointment or send me an email. Our website, bc3.edu, the admissions portion of the page also does have a subsection for healthcare admissions. So there's some detailed information on those as well. Our nursing program, as mentioned, is selective in nature, and that application will open up on August 1st. Students do have to have a 2.8 GPA cumulative minimum to apply, as well as a chemistry and a biology with a lab within the last 5 years. And so if you're thinking, well, I don't have those things, you can take those courses as a pre-nursing student here at the main campus or BC3 at Cranberry during the upcoming summer or fall semester to make sure you're ready to apply. But we hope to have an academic spotlight for healthcare programs during the summer. So stay tuned to that as well. I do hope to get some nursing information sessions out there for students that need some more info about that program. Our Rad Tech program is actually a partnership program with Sharon Regional Hospital out in Mercer County in the Sharon area. So you can't complete the entire degree at BC3. You do have to apply to Sharon Regional Hospital's program. And what we do is we offer the academic component of that degree. So in partnership, we're able to award the associate degree that is needed for a student to sit for their examination to become a Rad Tech. So you can always go to Sharon Regional's website to get some more information about their program and their requirements.
Thank you, Morgan. We have another question from Olivia. Do you need to be accepted to BC3 to send in and complete your FAFSA?
Hi, Olivia. You do not. Okay, let me rethink that. So you can do the FAFSA right away. You can have that done. I won't be able to bring your FAFSA in until you actually go through the free application days, apply to the college, and then are accepted. Then I can match it up. But you can definitely get that FAFSA done so that you make deadline dates.
Great, thank you, Julie. Sam is asking how long will it take to find out what his financial aid award would be, and then when could he start registering for classes?
So for financial aid, Sam, as I was sharing, usually once you file the FAFSA, you should have some communication back from us with 2 to 3 weeks as long as you've applied to the college. So if you're going to do the application part this week, I bring records in a few times a week. So I, again, would look at that 2 to 3 week timeline, pick up the phone, contact us, email us if you're not hearing back. But it shouldn't be that long after you apply to the college and submit the FAFSA. It may not be as quick as seeing the award because, as I shared, sometimes we need to follow up with more documentation, but we'll definitely have some communication to you as what your next step is with the financial aid.
And to follow up on that, the second part of the question about when can I start registering for my classes, I cannot stress the importance. If you've already applied, do start checking your BC3 and your personal email accounts. That is how we're communicating with students about their next step. So we just actually started the process of doing some orientations and advising for new students. So please, like I said, check your email. If you don't receive anything from us, please feel free to reach out and we'll get you connected.
And thanks, Morgan, because to share that too, you can register without having your financial aid in place. The important piece of the financial aid is going to be when bills are due for the fall, and that won't be till the end of July. So you definitely want to register way before that.
All right, we have another question from Caitlin. Does every campus offer the same classes?
I'll let Steve answer that since he works at the off-campus site locations.
Yeah, I work at 3 different off-campus. I will say that every site offers the same general education classes. The campus in Lawrence Crossing in Newcastle has some different programs, just as Cranberry has the graphics and visual communications programs. But when you're looking at your general classes, general business classes, those are pretty consistent from campus to campus.
Great, thank you, Steve. I have another question from Brooke. Are there any engineering programs?
That's a good question, Brooke. We do actually have a transfer program in engineering here at BC3. It is in our STEM division, and it's predominantly housed at our main campus in Butler. What I would mention, though, too, is that sometimes students attend multiple locations. Since our BC3 at Cranberry campus is close to the main campus, we do have students that sometimes take gen ed courses at Cranberry and then come here for the major specific courses in engineering, or they take a combination of face-to-face and online courses too. So we do have that program. It's considered a transfer program, so we do have some partnerships with four-year colleges and universities such as Pitt and Youngstown State, and Penn State Barron campus is one of our popular transfer destinations for engineering.
Great, thank you, Morgan. We have a question here from Tia. How long is the medical billing and coding program, and are you able to start that in the spring of 2021?
Thanks, Tia. We have lots of great questions today. So our medical coding and billing program is a certificate program. So if you intend to go full-time, which some students do, some choose to go part-time. Full-time typically is 12 or more credits, part-time is anything less. That can be done full-time within 1 year, 2 full-time semesters, and then a preparation course, which students can start that at any point in time throughout the academic year. So that one really doesn't have a specific sequence and start date. We do offer a lot of the coding classes throughout the year, both face-to-face and online when we're operating our normal schedule.
Great, thank you. We have a question from Serena. What are the office hours since we're remote in regarding to financial aid?
So Serena, we are 8 to 4, so you can email us. I mean, even if you email us all hours of the night, we will respond between the 8 to 4 Monday through Friday.
Julie, are they able to call financial aid too for responses?
So what they'll have to do for that is email us and ask us to call them, okay? And we do, I should have shared this, so thanks, Amy, for following up. If for some reason you can't talk to us between 8 to 4 because of your job or your schedule, we can accommodate after hours from that too. But again, you'll just let us know through email, and then we'll see what we need to do to get in touch with you.
All right, great, Julie. Thank you for that. We do have a question here from an attendee that they've already completed the FAFSA for one son. Is there a way to translate the parent information from his FAFSA to his brother's FAFSA?
So normally there is, but the key is you have to do it at the same time. So if you've already completed your one son's, you'll have to go back on, and if it's not a renewal, it's the first time for this other child, you'll have to go through the whole process. But remember that pretty soon in October, the 21-22 FAFSA will be out, and you can transfer sibling information from one to the next, but again, it has to be at the same time, so sorry.
All right, this question is from Caitlin. What's the best way to get used to the student portal?
So, Caitlin, I would say the best way to get used to the student portal, I'm not sure where you're at in the process, but we will be releasing an online orientation for new students. And I think that the student portal is addressed in that online orientation a little bit. I think over time, the more you use it, the more comfortable and familiar you do get with it. Student planning is a great tool for students to use to register for their classes, to check where they're at with their degree, or maybe even look where they're at in a different degree through the degree audit function. So it's pretty user-friendly and intuitive, but just like with everything, you just have to keep using it. I don't know if Steve has any additional advice to share.
I'd say the same thing, because we use the student portal when we work with students, and it's just a matter of getting in there and start using it. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You can't really hurt much by going in there and playing around, so experiment a little bit.
All right, we have two more questions that we're going to take, and then we'll end the presentation. Claire is asking, can I start making my schedule after I take the placement test?
Claire, in student planning, there is a feature, it's a timeline feature. And I feel like students like to even develop a game plan using the timeline. I would suggest, if this is your first semester attending BC3, to make an appointment with an academic advisor, because I think that they can help you gain some familiarity with our student planning functionality. They also do know a lot about when courses are offered and what times they're offered and sequencing. And they really can be a great resource to make sure you're taking the right courses to stay on track for transfer, if that's your plan, or graduation and all those types of things. So I would say you can develop a plan, but I would suggest meeting with an advisor. Steve, what do you think?
I agree. I always tell students, when you're scheduling, even when you've been here a year and got it down, go see an advisor and just have us let us look it over. Because again, we know things you don't, and things that are coming up next semester, and we'll make sure you're keeping on track the way you should be.
Okay, folks, we have had a lot of questions. Like I said, we may not have been able to answer all of the questions, but we will follow up with those of you that have submitted them. One last question for financial aid. Registering for the FSA ID, is this done in the student's name or the parents?
It would be both. So the student would need one, and then if the student is dependent in using parents' information on the FAFSA, the parent would as well. You also have to make sure you both have different email addresses. And as a parent, if you have multiple students, children in college, or you're a student yourself, you only have that one unique username and password.
Great. One last transfer question. We have a student that has been accepted to Pitt, but is on the waiting list for fall. And they're interested in getting one semester of transferable credits to Pitt for fall 2020. Are there any suggestions on those types of classes? They are planning to be a major in biology.
So I know that there are students that are in the same situation where they apply to a four-year college or university and maybe on a wait list, or maybe decide that they want to stay closer to home, save some money, whatever the case may be. I would definitely get some advice from the University of Pittsburgh, because if that's ultimately the destination that you want to transfer to, they should be able to provide you some courses and some suggestions of courses that would transfer into your intended major there. We do have those recognized and transferable credits, so I don't think it will be an issue, but I would suggest talking with them once, even
Okay, it looks like we might be having some technical difficulty with Morgan. Her advice would be to reach out to Pitt and your advisor there at Pitt to make sure which classes they suggest you take with BC3 and transferring them to the University of Pittsburgh. We've had several of you on the question panel ask this same question. Will classes at BC3 be on campus or online for fall 2020? I have to say that is a very, very good question. The one thing I'd like to say is the college is carefully considering various delivery options of instruction for fall 2020 semester. The safety of our college community is the top priority. We continue to assess new information, and as the situation unfolds, we will make a final decision in the coming months, and that will be communicated successfully to all of our new, continuing, transfer, and returning students in the next couple of weeks. Thank you all to our presenters today, and thank you everyone for attending our virtual open house for main campus and BC3 at Cranberry. Once you leave today's webinar, you will receive a follow-up email with a link to review the recording of today's webinar. We will make the handouts available, and as well as a link to our online application. Remember, you can apply to BC3 for free today, now through May 17th. On behalf of Butler County Community College and our panelists, thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.